Everybody, it's your girl Claudia Jordan. We are back with TGIF. We're here to spill the tea and break down the biggest headlines in the news and on social media. Now sit back, relax, and get ready for this hot tea. And let me tell you, it's going to be hot tonight because one of the cast members is very intoxicated tonight. I'm not going to say who it is. Hey, what's up, Al Reynolds?
What's up, Claudia? I am not intoxicating. I am just enjoying a very nice apple martini.
I did not say it was you. And what's up, Funky Dineva?
And he told her, what's up, y'all? It ain't me tonight because I'm doing what? Unlocking my better self.
Now, how many apple martinis have you had, Al?
This would be the first apple martini of the evening.
First of all, well, we're not about to start the show with a lie. Because I know you, Al, you can go through some drinks before you really get there. But when you get there, you get saucy. I'm saying four.
No.
I'm saying four, Claudia. And
like
y'all,
four,
the
right?
minute Al logged on, he was saucy and laughing. I simply saying, you're welcome. And Al starts laughing.
And then tells us we're boring because we're not drunk like
You guys are boring. You guys are boring tonight because I'm sitting over here giggling and they're like, well, you need to get yourself together. We're getting ready to go on air. I'm like, oh.
Okay, well, he's not drunk. He's just feeling good. How about we say that?
Yes. Gonna be interesting.
All right. Well, before we dive into some topics, we are kicking off the show by highlighting random facts about Breast Cancer Awareness Month with Did You Know? All right, y'all. The American Cancer Society recommends that all women should consider starting mammogram screenings at age 40. Hey, y'all. Hey, Booth. We can hear y'all. Okay. At age 40. But did you know that according to the Susan G. Komen Foundation, Black women have higher rates of breast cancer compared to white women among females under the age of 40? Did you guys know about this statistic? We hear this all the time that a lot of times we suffer from breast cancer a lot more because it's not detected early, Al.
Yeah, I shared with the team when I signed on that my elementary school crush and high school crush was in stage 4, and she really battled a horrible journey with breast cancer, over 19 to 22 surgeries, reconstructive surgery, and all of that over a course of 3 years of battling with cancer, which I'm hoping to share either this week or next week with you guys, our experience together, me helping her with that journey. But yeah, that's when I learned it, Claudia, and it was very shocking. The other shocking thing is for ladies who start to go to try to get detected or be tested, your survival rate is 90% higher if your 5-year survival rate is 90% higher if you do early detection.
All right. Q, what do you think?
I never knew anybody affected by breast cancer, but everybody knows cancer is important to me. I lost my grandmother, my mother, and my father all to cancer, so we already know how I'm going. That's why Breast Cancer Month tends to be kind of sad for me. I don't know.
Same. I lost some family members as well. So let's take a moment to acknowledge one of our soulmates who shared her diagnosis story and is testimony to the fact that early screenings can save lives. 30-year-old Tanisha Gist of North Carolina was diagnosed with breast cancer at 33 years old. Now, Tanisha says that the cancer has progressed to stage 4. Tanisha has become an advocate for all insurance plans to cover mammograms starting at age 30. She also started the Anisha Strong Emergency Fund at Winston-Salem State to help students who are ill or taking care of an ill family member. Now, you can show your support and follow her journey through social media at The Real Nisha Strong. Thank you, Tanisha, for sharing your story. And it's Neisha. So thank you so much. All right, y'all, what do you think of Tanisha's story and her advocacy for early mammogram screenings, Al?
I think it's amazing. And I love the fact that she's starting it at a university, because at a university is when you teach individuals stuff like this, they take it back to their home communities and they spread the word. This is kind of like the Oprah Winfrey method, where she had that school for women. In order to decrease disease in the country, she taught the girls the disease in the school. So when they went home, they taught everybody in the community. Brilliant idea. Keep up the great work, young lady.
All right, Q.
You know, I love our soulmates. I thought we were going to get some stories of just like sad people like, oh, I got breast cancer, I don't have any hair, but I'm loving the fact that she's got this initiative. I hate that she's so young, but to Al's point, I'm glad that she's starting it in the schools, because it will help reach a lot of people using that as the venue to distribute the information.
And also, we tend to feel like we're invincible, right? With our youth, and to think like 30 is not an age that you should start checking now, not 40, 45, 50. It's not really, it's affecting people younger. So I like that there's a younger face that we can relate to. So we wish you the best and thank you so much. Soulmates, if you are a breast cancer survivor or have been diagnosed, please submit your photo, hometown, and your testimony to tgif@foxsoul.tv. We love to share your story with our audience. All right, y'all, let's jump into some topics. All right, Blueface is acting a fool again, and this time he's spilling some alleged tea about a sexual encounter between him and Megan Thee Stallion, allegedly. Blueface appeared on the Jason Lee show and said he'd been there, done that, when asked if he ever slept with Megan. Blueface continued saying somebody got some bleep a long time ago. Do you believe Blueface's kiss and tell story? Q, let's go to you first on this.
Absolutely not. I don't think Meg Thee Stallion get down like this. This is not Krishan. I don't like it. We know that they love to do things for clout. I just didn't like this at all, and I don't believe that Meg Thee Stallion would get down with Blueface like this.
All right, Al?
I disagree. We know that they were both on the XXL freshman list together in 2019. Also, we found on that list was DaBaby, who we do know from court documents that they had sexual interactions. DaBaby and Megan Thee Stallion. And then we look at the other list that she's been connected to other rappers. I just think that she's a young, beautiful young lady. And if she wants to get down with other rappers or other guys, that's more than fine. But in my opinion, she's had more than just a hot girl summer. She's had a hot girl fall, spring, and winter. So, and what's wrong with that? Claudia talks about that all the time on the show. Men do it all the time. Why can't she enjoy her life? If she sees an attractive guy that she wants to experience and do something with sexually, why can't she?
I mean, we all do our thing, right? But it's like, Blueface, you're on an interview with your on again, off again, on again, off again, on again, off again, on again, off again girlfriend this week. It's not Krishan's turn this week. It's Jaden's turn. Y'all are there to promote her. And you are talking about like other women that you allege gave you head. And I'm just like, Jaden, I don't know what keeps.
But he was asked. He was asked a direct question.
He was, but
before he alluded to it, he was asked a direct question. Which for me, when I watched the interview, I want to know, where did Jason get the lead? Where did he get the lead? And in fact, he called it being scooped. His answer, he felt he was being scooped. So what exactly does that mean? How do you just pull out of the blue to ask a question about Megan Thee Stallion to a guy who you would think never would be in the same room with her?
Well, her name was going to come up because remember his mother was on this weird campaign saying that those two should get together and all that weird stuff that Carlissa, whatever her name was saying. So I don't know, just I would you answer all the questions in front of your current mates like that? I don't know. But then again, this is Blueface we're talking about. This is not a normal human being. So,
but you know what, Claudia, speaking of her mother, we got a comment from Sly Red Fox 85 that said his mama came for you, Claudia.
Oh,
I didn't see it. Did you see it? I didn't see it.
I haven't seen it, but I like what Brooklyn Libra said. Megan put the HOR in horse.
Oh God.
It's gonna be funky. It's about to be a long show, ain't it?
What type of horse pasture Virginia comedy was that? That was just I don't even know where the joke went. I didn't.
She put the whore in horse. HOR, horse. You see, guys, this is why I'm saying they're dry tonight. Okay, fine. I'll drink water from now on.
All right. On to the next thing, Claudia.
Oh, yeah, and I did hear that the mom had said something, because we talk about them on the show, and she apparently got in her feelings like, I know you from back, girl. We ain't never hung out, okay?
Do you know her from back in the day?
I do not remember ever meeting her, but I know there was an event in Dallas that I was hosting. It was like a fashion show, and they had the mothers of reality stars there, and she was there, but I didn't even know what a Blueface was then. It was a couple years ago, before he kind of exploded. I only knew after he got like the reality stuff popping. I'm 50 years old. Blueface, I'm not his demo. You know what I mean?
Makes
so
sense.
Are you the age of his mother?
Yeah, I guess we're close in age, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, we don't know each other. And I don't even think we even said anything at that event. But yeah, we don't, she was just trying to be messy. I think she just likes to, whoever's going to respond. And you know me, I will respond sometimes. So I think she just wants, she wants that internet.
Attention. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you're welcome. Carlissa, Clarissa, whatever. All right, it looks like social media is enjoying Candy Burst's launch of her new athleisure wear. Candy released a promo video showing off her joggers with the caption, "I'm about to headbutt this bitch." Now, one person commented, Sheree got 24 hours to respond. And another person said, damn, a new apparel line and Sheree still sending broken links. Hey, y'all. What do you think of Candy's promo and her new joggers? And do you think it's fair for Sheree to catch a stray? Go ahead, Al.
This is petty at its finest, if you ask me. But you know what? Candy just has the ability to act and bring something from conception to fruition. And she knows she can. And she showed Sheree, obviously right here with this, bringing this to fruition, that she can do it and do it properly without all the issues. I'm sad that, Sheree's a friend of mine. I'm sad that she's catching this stray, but you shouldn't have been talking junk against Candy, because Candy is known. Anything that she puts her mind to, she's going to make it happen. And not only is she going to make it happen, but she's going to make it successful.
All right, Funky, what do you think about this? Strays or not?
Of course it's a stray, but I think Al should have went right in and helped his friend, brand strategist, with her She by Sheree. But we all know what Candy do, right? If you shade Candy on the show, she's going to take the shade and turn it into a business. Sheree came for her with the tag stuff. Tried to make it seem like, oh, she don't have a business. She sell cheap Shein clothes. And Candy said, you know what? I'm going to show you how to do She by Sheree better than you. And that's what she did.
Let's get back to Al, since you're in a...
wait. Okay. What?
Since you're in the States now, I would love to talk to you. Like, have you ever reached out to her about maybe doing some pro bono work for her as a brand strategist? Because like you have all these ideas for her, you care about her. Maybe there could be like an Al and Sheree collaboration.
Well, I did reach out to her because I do know different manufacturers that could have helped her bring this distribution quicker and better. But she had already put so much capital in the course that she wanted to take. So as a friend, I can only offer, right? You can bring the horse to the water, or the camel to the water, but you can't make them drink. And as a friend, I felt like I did the best I could, given the parameters of our friendship.
So she didn't want to hire you.
He put capital. I don't think $2,500 constitutes capital. And then we saw on the show she didn't pay none of the damn vendors, Al. So I really don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
maybe you could do like how they have like the collaborations to be like Al times Sheree, you know what I mean? Sheree times Al, you know what I mean? Like, and then y'all can like collab, because I actually like her. I like both of them. I really do. And it's been like they said, it's been like a lot of years. I would love to see like her to be able to be like, We have some comments, Funky?
We do. So Cousin Jules Kitchen said, Candy should have paid for the patterns that Sheree never paid for and dropped them. And Kivo said, Sheree took 15 years and Candy took 15 weeks. I cannot face green, smiling face, green. Oh, it translated his emojis. And last but not least, Stephanie Colbert said, Candy absolutely did this to spite Sheree. Confirmation that Sheree is coming back next season. I cannot wait to see it.
All right, the battle of the brands. We'll keep it locked. Al Reynolds, will you be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 1000 next season?
No. Keep your eyes and ears open.
I love a reality show check. Okay. Or an appearance. Show that booty. All right. Coming up next, find out what got Antonio Brown in trouble this time. And later, find out why fans are calling out Alicia Keys. We got that tea. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear. To jog where we please, to wear a hoodie, the freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
You did not just tell me about the word Riz.
Riz.
Oh,
I gave y'all free Riz.
McMillan and Mara.
When you want to meet a woman or meet a guy, say something about the space.
Yeah.
And see how they respond.
Every Thursday.
Because if the person can't respond to an observation about the space that's clear, you talking to a dummy. Or someone you might take home, but not to your mama. And you know what I'm saying.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
Oh, welcome back to TGIF. Of course, we have a few comments for you, Al. They said, we saw that booty in the next 15. He went in the room with the glass being shady with his booty out. And they said, I remember, who said this? River Rainwater says, I still remember when Al got Susie cussed out by Evelyn and Jen being messy. I didn't see that. And
that was Basketball Wives. He got
Susie. When they went to Las Vegas.
Cussed out on Basketball Wives.
Whatever happened to that girl? What happened to Susie?
I don't know.
I don't think nobody knows. We haven't seen her after that.
Right.
Those reality shows, it's like sometimes when it goes off, it's like when that season's over, like you're done. Like it's hard. You got to get back on something else, or they will.
She white. She all right. She white.
She was on there a lot of seasons though. Remember, didn't Evelyn bloody her nose? Didn't they get into a fight? You remember that there was actual blood with Susie.
I didn't really watch that show. The real Armando says, I need to see Al's booty, and they put a peach in there. Oh, well, we've posted pictures of it, so you know what? It's time to post some more. We're gonna get some more.
It's definitely
Al,
not.
send us a picture as soon as the show goes off, because I know it's gonna be good tonight. All right, y'all, let's get into the show. Former NFL player Antonio Brown was arrested in Florida for not making child support payments to his ex, Wiltrice Jackson. Antonio was arrested just days after Wiltrice revealed that he owed her almost $31,000 in child support. Wiltrice told TMZ that she wants him arrested because right now he's making a mockery out of the judge, out of everything, because he feels like he's untouchable. What do you have to say about Antonio ducking his child support? Remember, Antonio was released a short time after his arrest. He ended up paying $15,000, the amount needed to get out of jail, but not his child support. Q, what do you think about this?
The funny thing about it is I was looking at that picture with Antonio and the knotless braids, and I didn't know if that was him or if that was Will Trees. But
oh damn!
I mean, not that one. The other one, production, the one with the knotless braids, when he was looking like Chung Lee. I mean, that one is that Antonio? Or is that Will Trees?
That's Antonio.
Okay.
Of course, I knew it was Antonio the booth.
It looks
anyway,
like
I mean, and down in Florida, is he in Florida, Claudia?
I think he is, but I think
they won't suspend your driver's license. I didn't know they were sending people to jail. I mean, this is messed up, but maybe he don't have the money, because remember his football team, he owed all them people them checks and he didn't give it to them. Maybe he don't have the money, Miss Wiltrice, but I think that, this is what happens when you don't pay your child support.
And he was in such a prime position to really make money, but he would get a contract, get annoyed with something, leave, go to another team, get a contract. And football's largely not guaranteed contracts, the whole thing. Like you got to make your marks. Al, what do you think about Antonio Brown? And what, again, as a brand strategist, what would you tell him? And do you think he could ever get back in the NFL with his antics?
Oh, I don't think he'll get back in the NFL. The thing is, he's using this Kanye West philosophy of marketing, which is to show off, flashy. That's why when he, posted bail, he had that big wad of money in his hand as it relates to this article. Do better, Antonio. The antics are becoming old. If you can come up with $15,000 to post bail, why can't you come up with $15,000 to pay towards your child support? And you wouldn't have to go to to jail. But we know that he is seeing quite a few financial issues. Remember, he owes $169,000 for selling that young man a fake watch. In April of this year, a jeweler said he owes him $1.095 million for a necklace that he made for him. And then, like Q said, he owes $21,000 to the league that he was a part of, and hundreds of thousands of dollars to the coaches and the players of the team that he owns. So I feel like you should spend less money on your going out, hanging out, and looking good every time you hit the carpet, and more money in settling your debt and doing right by the child that you created with that woman.
Nikki Abundant said, I despise men or women that do not take care of their kids. All for Kick said, sad, too many deadbeat daddies, especially those with means, time, and money, shaking my head. And Casey said, we don't feel sorry for Antonio Brown. He messed up his own career. Yes, he did. He was at one point a very sought after receiver, and he just tricked it all off with these weird ass antics. Then he wanted to be a rapper. Then he came for Keisha Cole. Remember that? He just did a bunch of weird stuff in the past few years. All right. Speaking of supporting kids, actress Zoe Saldana spoke about raising her 3 boys in a gender-neutral zone. Zoe says her and her husband teach their boys to celebrate their feminine selves. Zoe said, when you look at parenting, the whole thing about matriarchy and patriarchy and daddy's little girl and mama's boys, my husband and I find that completely ludicrous and absolutely unhealthy for the upbringing of a child. What are your thoughts on a gender-neutral household? Let's go to you first, Al.
So I don't have kids, but I do have 11 nephews and 1 niece that I feel like I was a part of their tribe and raising them. I feel a certain way about this, and let me share with you why. The number one reason we know that parents choose the gender neutral home is because that parent had gone through a horrible experience, right? When they were growing up. They had a bad experience. 80% of the people who participate in this type of rearing in their home had a bad experience growing up. To me, I don't feel like that should be a gauge for how you raise 3 young boys. And especially these are mixed race boys. Some would consider them black little boys. And that's where my concern seeps in. For me, I think for those 3 young boys, because their situation is so unique, what's wrong with offering or teaching both options? When I say both options, I mean gender neutral as well as gender norms. I think when you teach them both the option and give them the ability to be attracted to the one that they like, they will be better prepared as they venture out of that home into regular society.
Production, can we see that picture of her again? She looked a little different in that picture of Zoe.
Her Avatar money ran out.
First of all, who picked that?
Her Avatar money ran out. You know, Claudia, now, I don't like this story, and I don't like it because people are going to use this type of story to push this narrative that we're trying to teach the kids to be gay. Oh, we're teaching them to be feminine. We're teaching them to be gay. I definitely think kids should be comfortable, and you should raise them to be comfortable and be who they are. But this feels a little uncomfortable to me, to be honest.
It is.
I think for me, it's uncomfortable, Q, because when you say gender neutral, those, if you read the articles about it, they strongly believe in avoiding traditions that are considered normal. That's the part that makes me feel uncomfortable with 3 young men. I think they're loving parents, obviously. They both work in concert. They chose this together. So I think they're going to have the love in the home. But I think if you skew a child's learning too much, especially as young little boys, it just prepares them to when they, I'm going to say, go back into normal society, it's going to be awkward for them.
I agree. And again, none of us have kids, right? So we're going to hear that y'all don't have kids. Where your kids at? But I don't give a damn. I'm going to say this. Anyways, first of all, like you mentioned, one of y'all mentioned, they're mixed, right? Mm-hmm. They're going to have enough problems, issues with that still happens right now. Then on top of that, I just wonder how they'll be treated when they're kind of thrown back into society and mixing with other kids that were not raised like that. Will they have issues? You know what I mean? Like, right. And I am a proponent of maybe teaching them all options, like you said, Al, because, you know, kids are mean and they pick up on anything that's different, you know? And on one hand, you do want to teach individuality, let them do their thing. But then on the other hand, I would probably want my kids to have as easy as a time as possible with mean ass kids, because I think kids are meaner than adults in a lot of cases. But I don't know. What do I know? I just have cats and I can't keep a man or have kids, right? All right.
Not you.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
I got a man. What your man got to do with me? I got a man. I'm not trying to hit that seat.
You know, the people that are on My 600-Pound Life, they always have relationships too. It's so weird. Like, isn't it? They're never single. I just noticed that. All right. Anyways, check this out. An elementary school teacher in Houston, Texas, resigned after an investigation discovered that she gave some of her students melatonin gummies without their parents' permission. I could totally see Q doing this. I could totally see. No shade. Well, shade. No. And I'm with you. School officials haven't released their names, but the accused teacher has not been teaching at the school since September. What do you think about a teacher giving a kid melatonin without the parents' permission? And with kids being as bad as we've seen as of late, can you blame her? Q?
You know, Claudia, it's so funny you called my name because this sounds like something I would do. And y'all know I'd be going to Mexico and be getting Xanax and stuff too. I'd probably be drinking the Xanax powder in they doggone goldfish because these kids are bad. And I think they were special needs kids. I mean, of course, it's funny. We want to laugh. But at the end of the day, she should be fired and under the prison. You can't be giving people's kids drugs to go to sleep.
Like, hypothetically, it sounds good. Like, oh, I would just give them this. But in the real world, we probably shouldn't, I guess. Al, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, not so much funny to me because we know that these are special ed students and that to me would never be okay. This is a form of poisoning. And the deal is the CDC announced, from their poison control that melatonin for young kids is an issue of them being overdosed to the tune that 4,000 kids were hospitalized from 2012 to 2021. 5 of them had to be put on ventilators and 2 of them died. So dosing them wrongly could lead to death. And in this case, it could have led to death. One of the students, because he was a nonverbal special ed student. So if he had any type of adverse reaction, he couldn't have notified or told anyone that he needed help. So this is sad for me. I think she needs to lose her license. I think she should not be allowed to teach in the state anymore. And she should definitely serve some time for illegally poisoned special ed children.
Yep. No, I'm with you.
I already see you, Claudia.
I see you.
No, I see you.
I see you. I see you.
You two should be ashamed of yourselves.
Says the drug man.
Claudia, go on to the next thing.
Q, what are you thinking right now?
I mean...
Okay, never mind. I know.
I'm going to read a soulmate comment, and one of the soulmate comments said... they the ones who need it the most. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Oh, a soulmate said that? Yeah, right.
They the ones that need it the most.
That was me. Okay, we're gonna move on. No good could come of this segment. And we actually have been acting out the last couple of days in a row. So let's try to get through this show. Coming up next. Why is it so hard for us to be mature sometimes on certain topics? Coming up next, find out why Alicia Keys had to post and delete, and later singer Mario says he's one of the best in R&B. We'll talk more about it. Keep it locked. Hit that like button if you want us to behave the rest of the show. We'll be right back.
You did not just tell me about the word Riz.
Riz.
Oh,
I gave y'all free Riz.
McMillan and Mara.
When you want to meet a woman or meet a guy, say something about the space.
Yeah.
And see how they respond.
Every Thursday.
Because if the person can't respond to an observation about the space that's clear, you talking to a dummy. Or someone you might take home, but not to your mama. And you know what I'm saying.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Worried about your friend, but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's all good if you think you should check in. Yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
TGIF.
Al and I, battle of the cleavage. Who got the sluttiest shirt on tonight? I say Al wins.
Live and interactive.
Pervy girl said, Claudia's showing us her white side today. Coming to work with that wet hair. No, I had to do a test in a pool today.
Serving up all the tea.
Funky, how's the dating life going?
It's going to the next thing.
No, the phonies want to know.
I'm like Oprah and Stedman. Y'all will never get my real business. So
on Fox Soul.
Welcome back to TGIF. All right, y'all, we got some tips to help life just be a little bit easier in these times. Our life doesn't have to be bi-weekly. So why should payday? The money you earn can be in your hands today with Earnin. Earnin is an app that gives you access to your pay as you work, up to $100 per day or up to $750 per pay period. Just download the Earnin app and verify your paycheck, then access up to $100 a day as you work and leave an optional tip. Any money you access plus tips are automatically repaid from your next check. Now, if I needed something like Earnin, I'd probably use it at one of my casino trips. Like, I need some extra money. But, it's good to know that they have this available if we need it. Now, make Earnin a part of your financial routine and join Earnin's over 3.5 million customers who say things like, when I think about Earnin, I think about financial stability, security. It gives me a lot of peace of mind. Download Earnin today, spelled EARNIN, in the Google Play or Apple App Store. Now, when you download the Earnin app, type in T under podcast. When you sign up, it's really to help the show. That's TEA under podcast. Now, subject to your available earnings, daily max and pay period max. See earnin.com/TOS for details. Now, Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Bank products are issued by Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC. Q, I know you are wealthy now, but it wasn't always the case. And I'm sure you could have used this back in the day, correct?
You know what? I always talk about when I was in college, how I got stuck in the payday loan scam. You pay the payday loan, you get paid on Friday, you never have enough money, you always get stuck in it. And Earnin would have been a great thing to fill in the gap. Whenever you don't have money, you always just need a couple $100s to get you over the hump. And that's the beautiful thing about Earnin. You can do that to get you over that hump.
Nice to know we have this if we need it, right, Al?
Yes, the part I like the most about Earnin is that it also makes you responsible. So even though you're getting the cash in advance, when that paycheck hits, the money's taken out, correct? Is that how Earnin works? So therefore, because I know me, back in the day when I was financially irresponsible, I wouldn't pay it back. And this helps you stay on track by forcing you to pay it back.
All right. Promotional consideration furnished by Earnin. Let's get back to some more topics. I believe that's 3 days in a row where someone here has admitted to a crime.
I thought I was the one that was drinking. You two, oh boy.
We just trying to keep you in check because you don't have 7 margaritas.
Look, I'm the only one on this panel that's making sense so far.
Really?
Well, I'm saying you guys are making fun of special ed kids.
No. We talked about melatonin in the vitamin aisle, and I actually use it on.
No, we never talked about melatonin in the vitamin aisle.
I read you one of the.
That's what we decided. That's what we decided when we went off air. But no,
But we already knew that, though. It's not a drug. Al, party pooper. Okay, let's get it back into the show. Alicia Keys found herself facing backlash from social media after posting a photo of herself with the caption, question, what would you do if you weren't afraid of anything? Tell me your truth. I've had my eyes on paragliding. Now, some folks took offense to her post and accused Alicia of supporting the terrorist acts in Israel, where paragliders were used by terrorists as an attack method. Alicia has since deleted the post and later shared her apology, saying the earlier post was unrelated to the terrorist attacks. All right. Should celebrities be more careful about what they post, or is social media causing people to jump to conclusions? And these things may very well not have been even related. Al, what do you think?
I think it could be two things could be true at the same time. I don't think that Alicia Keys had any idea that a part of the Hamas used paragliding for the attack. Because what we found out from this story is that Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats, their home in San Diego is next door to a paragliding company, and she's always wanted to go over there and experience it. So it just happened that the analogy was taken the wrong way by some people.
All right. Key, what do you think about this? They tripping or not?
Of course they're tripping. And listen, I know what's going on over there in Israel and Palestine is bad. But the Israeli people over here in the U.S., y'all are really making it hard for people to exist. I mean, every little thing, oh, you're anti-Semitic. Oh, you're against Israel. And it's like, come on. That lady was simply talking about paragliding, and y'all turned this into something that it wasn't. Y'all got to back up just a little bit.
I agree. I mean, and I pride myself on being someone that, you know, follows pretty much what's going on. And as far as the paragliding part of it, I wasn't that hip to that. I wasn't familiar with that I knew about the bombing. I knew about that, but I didn't know about the paragliding. So let's not assume the worst every single time someone posts something, and some things aren't related to what offends you. And also, I want to piggyback off of how people's sensitivities are. It's gotten to a point where people are penalizing people that have empathy for babies that are Palestinian if they get injured, that we're not supposed to have any empathy for them because they're the ones that started the attack at the music festival, just disregarding the history of what led to this, right? I'm sorry, anyone that's not a terrorist or a member of the military, like the innocent bystander just walking down the street trying to go get groceries for their kids, how dare you tell me I should not have empathy for that person just because they are not of the same background as you? Now you're just as evil as the people that you're mad at. We should be able to, as human beings, our heart should be able to go out to seeing a father holding his child and not feel less sympathy for him because he's Palestinian and you're Israeli. We got to get to a point where we actually see each other as humans, regardless of the borders, the labels, the religion, the nationality, where you live. That's where we're lost, because we just look at people like they're disposable because they're not the same as us. I had to go off on someone on Twitter about that. Like, how dare you tell me I can't have empathy when I see a child, a murdered child that has nothing to do with the conflict? I'm sorry, I had to go on that rant, but I just feel like people are kind of penalizing folks for having empathy. And I think that's ridiculous. And you're not going to shame me into that. You're not doing it. It's not happening. All right, y'all, keep it locked, because coming up next, a man gives a new meaning to Dine and Dash. And later we'll have a friendly debate about our favorite R&B artists. Stick around. You don't want to miss this. We'll be back.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
TGIF.
Al and I, battle of the cleavage. Who got the sluttiest shirt on tonight? I say Al wins.
Live and interactive.
Curvy girl said, Claudia's showing us her white side today. Coming to work with her wet hair. No, I had to do a test in a pool today.
Serving up all the tea.
Funky, how's the dating life going?
It's going to the next thing.
No, the phonies want to know.
I'm like Oprah and Stedman. Y'all will never get my real business. So
on Fox Soul.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
My mom wanted my life to be better than what she had as a kid. When I became a mom myself, I feel like my whole world changed. You don't have to be a climate scientist to want to protect the earth. You always want the next generation to have something better than what you had.
Welcome back to TGIF. All right, y'all, listen. We hear crazy stories pretty much every day, and they got me saying,
not me, girl. Not me, girl.
Never gets old. A man was arrested in Spain for allegedly faking multiple heart attacks at 20 different restaurants, allowing him to skip out on the bill. Look at him. Look at him. The 50, we the same age? Put his picture back up. The 50-year-old man would perform his fake heart attack by clutching his chest and pretending to faint on the floor. Have you ever put on an act to skip on a bill, Funky? What do you
No,
think?
I just ran out a report stolen to Bank of America the next morning.
Oh my God, how many crimes are we going to admit to on the show this week? Is it like, what is happening to the show?
That's what I used to do when I was in college. When I was young and broke, we would go to Red Lobster and then just report it stolen the next morning.
Oh, okay. Al?
No, of course I wouldn't do anything that crazy. I'm just not that type of person. But I love this story. Not love this story. What's so interesting about this story is that this guy has done it 20 times. And he did it in a region in Spain called Alicante, right? And it started back in November of 2022. And so this particular restaurant owner, because he belongs to this restaurant association, had heard about this guy faking his, heart attack. So when he got to his restaurant and did it, instead of calling the ENT, he called the police. So when the police arrived, they were like, dang, he's at it again. So that's how they knew that he was faking it. But luckily, though, he has to stop now because all the restaurant owners have gotten together and they're going to do a joint complaint about him dining and dashing and faking a heart attack so he doesn't pay the bill. And that could lead for him being in jail for 2 years.
KX said, child, a bum. The bill was only $37. And
yeah, he does it below. He said he had a tactic that he would only do it in around the $30 bill because the restaurant owners wouldn't make a big deal about it as he was escorted out. They wouldn't chase him. And if they did, the max amount of time that he would spend in jail would be, 1 or 2 days.
Phoenix Rising said he needs to stop because it looks like he one fry away from a real heart attack.
Now that's a fact.
Over the years, social media has debated the question, what would be the smarter business decision? Having dinner with Jay-Z or receiving $500,000? But one fan gave his answer straight to Jay-Z's face. Take a look.
Hey, Hov, I'm taking that $500K. I ain't taking that dinner, I'm taking that $500K. You feel me? Hey, it's love, though. You feel me? Yep.
All right, y'all taking the $500,000 over dinner with Jay-Z or not me, girl? Q?
Not me, girl. I'm taking the $500K because you can use 50 of that and go meet with whoever you want to meet with to get whatever type of knowledge you was trying to get with from Jay-Z. So I'm taking the money.
Al?
I'm taking the money.
Right, because he might not be in the mood to even deal with you that day, or he might be busy or be on phone calls. He's a valuable man, high worth man. He's probably busy. He don't got time to give some stranger like his full attention like that. We're going to take the money and flip that. All right, an EasyJet plane headed to London was delayed 3 times, leaving passengers on the plane for 3.5 hours. The third delay was caused by someone leaving feces on the bathroom floor. After discovering the bathroom accident, the pilot announced to everyone that the flight was canceled and everyone would have to stay overnight with paid hotel accommodations. Would y'all happily accept the airline's apology and accommodations, or not me, girl? You know who I'm going to first.
Not me, girl. I'd be mad as hell, especially after your flight got delayed 3 times. That's why I always tell people you got to have a credit card when you go traveling with at least $5,000 on it for stuff like this, so you can get you another flight with another airline. But I'd have been pissed if this happened to me.
Same. Al?
See, it's the 3 reasons why it was delayed that makes me disgusted, right? So the first reason it was delayed because they oversold the flight. They were trying to make more money. And because they oversold the flight, they had to tell people that they couldn't get on the flight. That delayed the flight. The second reason was because they oversold the flight, they had too many people. The second reason, the plane was overweight. So they had to change planes. So because they had to change planes, they delayed. When they finally did get a plane, the third reason that they were delayed is because the people were waiting to be on the plane and changing planes and all of this. When they finally got in that plane, 2 people went to the bathroom and clogged up the toilets. So it's the reason why they delayed. Now, I can have patience for like mechanical issues, but stupidity on the side of the airline for being greedy and overselling, and your overselling caused these 3 delays, that's not fair.
Absolutely. All right, y'all, coming up, find out who's on our list of greatest R&B artists. Keep it here.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out."
You did not just tell me about the word Riz.
Riz!
Oh,
I gave y'all free Riz.
McMillan and Mara.
When you want to meet a woman or meet a guy, say something about the space.
Yeah.
And see how they respond.
Every Thursday.
Because if the person can't respond to an observation about the space that's clear, you talking to a dummy. Or someone you might take home, but not to your mama. And you know what I'm saying.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
There was a time in my life where I was extremely homesick. I decided that I needed a pet. When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. He jumped up and kissed me and jumped right into my arms. I immediately went up to the volunteers at the shelter and said, "I want him. He's got to come home with me." Now I'm anything but lonely. Every day with turtle is a perfect day.
Welcome back to the show, Soulmates. Don't forget to hit that like button. Let me see what we are right now. We are at 1,000 likes and 5,000 people in the chat, 5,100. Okay. Now, Q ain't cussed y'all in a long time. He been real nice. I'm just saying, I mean, what is going on?
A long time. I'm trying to behave. Because they say I don't like black women, so I'm trying to behave.
Well, it ain't just black women. It's everybody in there ain't really hitting it. So you got something in you?
No, I ain't got nothing in me today, girl. Not today.
Al, you have anything to say to the Soulmates not bothering to hit that like button?
Oh, come on, you guys. Hit that. Okay, let's see. Hit that like button if Claudia looks beautiful today with that long flowing hair. Hey, hit that like button if Q, my favorite comedian, always makes you laugh. Hit that like button if you like the idea that you're going to get some cool facts that you never knew from me if you watch the show. And hit that like button if you would like to see us live in the studio.
Hit that like button if you don't believe Al had only one drink tonight. How about that?
Such haters.
It's not. We just know you.
Haters.
All right. Speaking of hate, we're going to show love right now. R&B singer Mario sparked a friendly debate when he gave his top picks for an R&B Mount Rushmore. Take a look.
Beyonce, Michael Jackson, me.
Okay, you. All right.
So the fourth person would be Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, Mario continued to say his R&B Mount Rushmore could go on forever, including Whitney Houston and Usher. Do you agree with Mario's picks? And who would be on your R&B Mount Rushmore and why? Q, I know you're a big fan of music. What do you think?
So we all know Mario's number 3 was wrong. And then he was thinking of a fourth and had to pause to think about Whitney Houston. This was easy for me. Number 1, Aretha Franklin. Number 2, Whitney Houston. Number 3, Anita Baker. And number 4, Mary J. Blige. And the reason why I chose these women is because they all have different voices but distinct contributions to R&B music.
Okay, Al, what do you think about his picks, and what are your picks?
I like that he, gave Whitney Houston her flowers, Michael Jackson for sure, Beyonce. I'm not sure Chris Brown belongs on Mount Rushmore, and I also wouldn't put Usher on Mount Rushmore for me. I think I chose people that I really like, people that can sing, like have that really intense, good old singing voice, kind of like some of Q's picks, but mine were D'Angelo, Maxwell, love me some Erykah Badu. And did I say Usher? Is that Usher on the end? Did I say Usher?
Yeah, that's kind of Usher.
I'm thinking Usher, maybe Usher too.
Okay, all right. My picks are the people that have just stood the test of time, that have been very influential in my time. I picked, of course, Michael Jackson. I just think there's no artist like him ever. Prince, whether songs that he made himself or he's a musician, like he would laugh at the idea of sampling a song. He was his own, made all his own music. Although taking the man away from his wrongdoings, R. Kelly, that is a prolific songwriter and creator of music. Like, he was amazing, and I just hate that he's just a F-boy outside of that. And for the current times, I love Beyonce, and I just think she has a chokehold on R&B. I think she's a fantastic performer, and she has a charisma. I won't say the charisma of Michael Jackson, but she's up there. I think she's up there, and that's who I like. All right, Funky. This story might be your new favorite sport. 24-year-old Ben Wooderoff is also known as a toe talent destruction. Okay. Is a 20-year veteran and champion of the sport toe wrestling. Ben has surgically removed his big toenails to help him perform better at the World Toe Wrestling Championships. What do you think of this underground sport? And would you try it with your new toes? Because I'm sure you're going through physical therapy now, right? Your feet gonna be hella strong, right? What you think?
I'm not going through physical therapy yet. I'm on week 4. My foot is still wrapped. Production is messy for this. Claudia, you're messy, and your toes were more messed up than mine. So would you?
First of all, I just read the prompter. Okay, don't be mad at me for what Justin wrote. Justin, I love you, but don't be mad at me because I'm reading. And you put your feet all over social media. So stop.
I had one messed up toe. You had 4.
Wait, no. You had a whole foot. You have a whole hoof. I had some toes.
Claudia, you thought of it like a golf club.
A black golf club. And a corpse. Now, what were you saying? You wouldn't do the sport?
Absolutely not. This is stupid. I would definitely do this. And not with my new toes, no way. My toes are fragile. Messy.
You said messy. One toe's messed up?
Shout out to Jaws Podiatry, Dr. Wagner, for fixing my feet.
Yes, and as you coming from my toes, your doctor, our doctor, made my toes very pretty. So I don't, those toes don't live here anymore. So I don't know what you're talking about. You talking about the past. Al, would you do this? Would you do foot wrestling? You like feet? Like, you play foot?
I like feet, but I'm not going to be wrestling with other people's feet and toes and flipping and running around. No, I'll pass on this. But your toe your toe and your feet look very nice, Funky. Great job.
Thank you.
He has a ways to go. All right. A Georgia man was hit with a $1.4 million speeding ticket after going 95 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone. The man initially thought it was a typo, but the judge said he either had to pay the amount or show up to court. I have never heard of a $1 million ticket and going 95. I actually got clocked at 90 and a 75 a couple weeks ago. I just had to send that payment off. But $1 million ticket, can you believe the amount of this? Al, what do you think about this?
Yeah, it's interesting. Anybody that lives in Savannah, in Georgia, Savannah has what's called the Savannah Law, and it's for super speeders. And super speeders is anyone that goes 35 miles per hour over the current speed limit. And when you go 35 miles per hour, you automatically become a super speeder. And in their e-citation software, anyone 35 miles per hour or over the minimum fine that starts out on your ticket is $1 million. Well, that's not true. It's $999,000, That's where your ticket starts. And then you add your state fine along with your local Savannah fines, and you can find yourself in the position as this young man of having a $1.4 million speeding ticket. So
what's the amount you said it was with them nines?
Who?
What was the amount you said with the nines?
So you know how when you do an e-citation, it'll tell you what the baseline cost of the ticket is. So sometimes if it's parking, it's $30. If you go 35 miles over the speed limit, you're considered a super speeder, and your baseline ticket cost is $999,999, which is $1 away from $1 million. Add that state fees along with Savannah fees is how this man ended up with a $1.4 million speeding ticket.
You just might need to just leave the state, the country for that. Like, I mean, there's got to be a way.
However, if you pay it and you appear in court, they drop off the baseline. So there you have it.
All right, we got a few minutes left. Question from the chat. Y'all want to ask these other questions? Y'all, anything y'all want to talk about? We have almost 3.5 minutes
Absolutely. Left. I have something I want to talk about.
What's that?
What are we going to do for Halloween? You guys know that's my favorite time of year, and I can't wait to find something to wear. And let me tell you who I've decided I think we should be.
Okay.
I think we should do Good Times. I think Q should be JJ, you should be Thelma, and I should be Michael.
I knew you was going to make me be JJ, and I'm too fabulous. If I'm going to be anybody from Good Times, I'm going to be Walona Woods.
Okay, let's go. Okay, Rolona. How about Thelma?
I can't be Walona, Claudia.
Ooh, the shade.
You can. Of course. You can be whoever you want to be. I'm just thinking of the visuals and how much of a hot mess we could be.
We would be so much fun. What are you talking about?
Q, do you have any other ideas?
For Halloween, I don't like Halloween. I told you I don't like it. I don't even want to do it. If it's up to me, we come to work dressed regular.
Oh.
Such a party pooper. Well, since you can't dress regular for Halloween, who would you be? You were very excited last year to be Erykah Badu. What happened?
I was faking for this job because I was trying to keep it. But
I think it's fun to just like have a little fun though. You know, it's not like we dress up at the times of the year. So it was like one night that we could just have fun with our fans. I like silly stuff. I like political figures, making fun of that. Like I definitely have had some horrific. I was Sarah Palin one year. Trump made fun of all these people. I'm obsessed with the political world, but you like musical figures, so maybe from the field that you're really into. You know,
Halloween is just hot. I don't like being hot. Halloween is a hot holiday, and I don't like being hot. I've just never liked it.
And you live in Florida. Okay,
we got enough Halloween characters walking around here 365.
Someone said Claudia should be Candace Owens. I don't know if I could pull that off. Al, what were you saying? Someone in the chat?
Oh, yeah, no. Someone in the chat said that they would like to see Funky Dineva do Funky Dineva circa 2012 for Halloween. Wig, red lipstick, and all the shade. That could be a fun show. Q.
That's back when I used to wear the raggedy wigs and the red lipstick. You know what? I just might. But you know what? Somebody put in the comments, somebody should be Joyce.
I'll be Joyce.
What type of wig you gonna wear, Al?
Okay, so all you gotta do is like put like a short curly wig on, have some glasses, have a Newport cigarette hanging from your lip, and hold a plate of crab legs, right?
Right. Is the wig moisturized, Claudia, or is it dusty?
Ooh.
She's in the chat right now. She said you're fired.
Oh, gosh. Well, Claudia, who are you going to be?
Someone said be Justin. I could be Justin. Justin's cute. I could be Justin. Hey, you know what? We're going to figure this out.
You got to put a bun on your head.
A what?
A bun. He wears a bun now.
Okay. All right, we're gonna work this out. We're gonna work on Q and try to get Q into the Halloween spirit because he a little grumpy, but we're gonna work on him. I want to thank Al Reynolds and Funky Dineva and those 4 margaritas that Al clearly had. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. Stay tuned for Fox Soul Face Off. Again, if we're not canceled, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye, y'all.
See you later, soulmates.
Good night, soulmates.